my name is Ruby. It is so awesome to have you back today. I am a recruiter and I also run a community online called thecareersemporium.com. I write blogs on there about career-related goodness, and there's also a stack of free resources for you if you are on the job hunt, you're looking to move up or step up in your career, and basically everything you now need to own your career and just go for it. So head over there after this video. I'd love for you to check it out. Today we are talking all about how I manage a side hustle, which is thecareersemporium.com, and how I manage to also work in a permanent position. So I have 4 tips for you guys, and if you are thinking about adopting a similar type of lifestyle, I'd love for you to stick around and join in the conversation later. So let's go. How do I manage my side hustle? I get asked a lot by especially friends and family who are a little bit unsure how the arrangement works and how I manage to have a website full of content whilst also working in a permanent job. I am such a lucky girl because I work for an amazing employer, shout out Cogent, who have an amazing culture that fosters innovation, entrepreneurship, and we're naturally in a tech startup space, so you're always going to be rubbing shoulders with people who are wanting to find ways to create an income stream out of something that's going to be useful. So I get to rub shoulders every day with colleagues of mine who also have side hustles. So for example, I work with an illustrator by night. By day, he's a design principal at Cogent. I work with a band member, and then by day he's a software engineer. I work with someone who's in product but has a mint company and also hosts a podcast. It is just amazing to be surrounded by just awesome peers who kind of share knowledge around how they create a business or monetize their passion whilst giving 100% back to Cogent. So yes, I am very lucky. If you don't have a Cogent in your life, it is absolutely fine. There are a couple of things that you can do, and first and foremost, it's to have a chat to your employer. If you feel that they're going to be somewhat open to the idea of you starting a website, starting a little biz, perhaps a little store on the side, just share that with your manager and just get some, put some feelers out there, get an understanding of whether or not they're going to be supportive of that. The second thing is, if they're not supportive, well, perhaps it's a chance for you to kind of stop and reassess your work situation. So is it that it's time to maybe look at a part-time gig so that you can spend more time on your side hustle? So there's going to be ways around that to find something that's going to suit your lifestyle. And remember, we only live once. You've got to design a lifestyle that you're going to be passionate and happy to wake up to every single day. Secondly, I get asked how I manage to find the time. If I'm working 30 hours a week for Cogent, how on earth do I have the time to create all the content that I have on the website? Well guys, I have to say I have stopped watching as many Netflix series as I used to. Although I did just finish watching Girl Boss, and I've dedicated the next couple of weeks to just having a bit of Netflix free time. But what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of time out there to be had and reclaimed, especially time that's not adding a whole heap of value back to your life. So why don't you just reassess that, have a look at your lifestyle and see where you can potentially start to invest a couple of hours each week into doing something that you love, which will eventually maybe become a way to monetize your passion. On that, it's okay guys to start small but think big. So by starting small, I really started on maybe an hour a week, and I wrote 1 blog a week, and then I'd save that into my tribe. And after about 7 weeks, I had 7 blogs waiting there to be published and waiting to be read. And so it's okay if you don't have a whole heap of time. I'm a working mum, and there are days where I just don't want to do anything but veg out on the couch or just spend time with hubby with a glass of wine. But just do it so that you're not overly kind of committing to a lot of time on your side hustle, because you don't want to burn out. I mean, the thing is about having a side hustle is that it's born from a place of passion. It's something that you actually want to do, and you're going to have a lot of thinking time on it. it. So, go slow, and it's okay to start small. Lastly, I get asked about what made me want to start something like this, and I have already mentioned this in my other points, but I will reiterate it again. It needs to come from a place of passion. And why that is because there will be days where you are just like so tired, you don't really want to be working on your website, but there are other times when you've got so much things that you want to say and so much content comes from it. So if it's something that you love doing all the time, you're not really going to get tired from it. So pick something that you naturally talk about with your friends and family, or that you want to post about on Instagram, or stuff that you Snapchat about each and every day. There's always ways to find out what could be a possible awesome side hustle for you whilst also working in your permanent job. Remember, it's a great creative outlet. If you're wanting to start a fully fledged business, then that's a completely separate conversation. I'm going to finish up with some of the benefits I've noticed since starting a side hustle. Number one is, for me, learning. I have learned so much since I have started this. I've learned how to build a website. I've learned so much about SEO, about marketing, about content creation, about publishing. I mean, the list goes on, and it energizes me every single day. I'm reading books on it all the time, listening to podcasts. So if you're someone who's hungry and thirsty to learn more, what better way to learn and apply it to your own side hustle? I guess a roll on from that is that I'm waking up and my days are so full of purpose and I'm bursting with excitement. It is awesome to be in a headspace where there is just so many possibilities, and you'll be so surprised by the community that's out there. Each and every one of you that watch my videos every week, I get privately messaged. It is awesome. Thank you so much for your encouragement. And by the way, whilst you're listening to this and you love it, give me a big like down below. It's awesome to have that sort of, I guess, encouragement from those out there watching all of my videos. So thirdly, there's been a whole bunch of research on employees that have a side hustle and also work in permanent positions. The research link there clearly states that employees who have that also bring that same mindset of an entrepreneurial spirit, creative thinking, innovative ideas to the workplace. And so I'm finding that I'm throwing a whole heap of ideas out there, more than I probably would have before I started this. And it's created, kind of given me a bit of confidence to just talk about things a lot more, because I'm reading a lot more, I'm learning a lot more, I'm trying out a lot more new things in the side hustle. So why wouldn't I do it with my employer? So there are so many benefits. The list probably goes on. In fact, if you guys are living a similar lifestyle to me and you're finding benefits, perhaps things that you've seen as a positive change in your lifestyle, I'd love to hear from you. If you leave your comments below or shoot me through a message on Twitter, one of my socials. Anyway guys, I hope you have found this so useful. If you have not yet taken the step into side hustle land, I have created a checklist for you, also a bit of a planner to get the ball rolling, and it's the exact same planner that I used when I first thought about starting the careersemporium.com. So I'd love for you to go ahead and download that in the link below. Let me know if it's useful, and of course subscribe, share and like with your network if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. So awesome to have you back guys, and catch you soon. Bye.